Scott Morgan here, Michigan Sports Radio. Joining me tonight are 5 young ladies from the Coopersville Varsity softball team. I'll let them introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Ellie Hexel, Aubrey Taylor,
Paige Arthur, Lily Erler, Maddie Miller,
And Coach.
Coach Yost.
Coach, welcome to the show. It's nice to have you back. Reason we're here is because?
Back-to-back district titles.
Back-to-back district titles. How often has Coopersville done that?
Never.
Never. First time in softball history.
First time softball history. Last year was the first district title in 15 years. So back-to-back, first time school history.
Excellent. Congratulations, ladies. You do go into books for that. That's kind of nice. It's a history, something that you'll be able to bring back. If you have children or ever come back to Coopersville, you'll be able to show them that trophy and say, we were the first group to do back-to-back. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ellie, we'll start with you. What's been the best thing about this season?
Coach really prides us on family and like how close we all are to each other. So if one teammate's down, you know someone else will get you back up. And there's 17 people to get you back up.
Nice. Aubrey, what has been the most challenging so far this season for you?
Probably picking each other back up. The same thing. Like, we're good at it, but it's also hard to come back from mistakes and errors.
Okay. Paige, who's been a good teammate this year?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Honestly.
Yeah. In what regards? Besides, picking you up, what else kind of stands out right now in your mind?
Just being able to give me a good laugh, pick me up whenever I need to, and just be there for me whenever.
And that's something we talked off air. Is you ladies did make a comment. Who's going to laugh first? And you made specific comments about you do enjoy smiling and having a good time out in the field. Am I correct?
Yeah.
You got to say yes. They don't see our head shaking. All right, good. Lily, what position do you play?
I play first base.
First base. What is the toughest position, in your opinion, in softball?
Oh, that would be hard. I think that our shortstop, Hunter Neer, takes a lot of hard hits. But I also think that Maddie has the hardest job catching, seeing the whole field, stopping all the balls that are pitched in the dirt. I think so. Either shortstop or catching.
Okay. Yeah. Maddie, you're right there. We'll continue right with you. And as a catcher, how do you control the game? Do you call the pitches? As in baseball, they'll call the strikes, or do you leave that up to the pitcher to make that decision, or does Coach Yost call that, and then you've got to be prepared for that?
One of our assistant coaches calls the pitches.
Okay, and then
Coach David.
He's
not.
You're good. Okay, Coach Yost, let's talk about the season. So, how did we do in the regular season?
Regular season, excuse me. We took third in the conference.
Okay.
We had Unity Christian went undefeated. Hamilton had 3 losses, and we have 4 losses in the conference. So we finished very good, right where we belong, top 3 in the conference. Right now we're 24-11 on the season. We're every year with these 5 sitting here, we have tied the school record for most wins, and we're sitting right at that tie right now. 24 wins is the most wins in school history, and we're sitting at that again, and hopefully Saturday we're going to break it by 2 more numbers. So
Saturday is the
regionals.
Who do you play in the regionals?
We start off with Muskegon Oak Ridge first game in regionals.
What time is that?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
At Spring Lake.
At Spring Lake is where the regionals will be held. So, wow. What has impressed you the most this year with this team?
Again, these girls all hit it on the head. Family. We all got our little bracelets we wear. They before each game they do their own little thing, and they have their little saying BF4L, Bronco Family for Life. They get that going, and when it comes to team bonding, they're always up for it. I mean, Saturday they talked Saturday, they didn't really get to do much. I got to take them out for dinner after winning districts, but they're very good. Like practice the other day, they all went for ice cream with each other, without his coaches. Just the whole culture, and it's these girls that are in this room right now that really brought that culture for us for the 10 years that I've been here now, because it's been tough. And these girls brought it and pushed it, and hopefully all these younger girls coming up see it.
Excellent. Paige, we'll go to you and kind of expound on Coach Yost talking about you ladies getting together. How important is that as to not have the coaches in those meetings?
I think it's really important because we're not, I guess, under the pressure of them being there, and we can truly, not saying that we can't be ourselves when we're with them, but we can just really just be ourselves with each other and just have a really good time with each other.
Okay, excellent. Ellie, in looking at this Saturday, what does Ellie Hexel have to do in order for the Broncos to be successful?
I think I need to stay positive and lift up my teammates and make sure everyone's doing their best and keeping their attitudes high for each other to come out strong.
Aubrey, what position do you play for the Broncos?
I hit most of the time.
You hit most of the time? So you're DH?
DP, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
DP.
DP, okay. And you come in at all different times or specific times?
Mainly for specific pitchers.
Okay. So how much pressure is that? If you don't mind me asking, because I mean that's if you're not out in the field and you're not, you got to be engaged all the time. Mm-hmm. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do that?
I think any hitter is under a lot of pressure, but hitting for someone else, you feel like you have to make up for them what they think they would do good at and yourself. So both people.
Both people. Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, congratulations on that. Like I said, that's a position that is commendable. And like I said, I respect you for that. Paige, what position do you play?
I play second base.
Second base. How many double plays have you had this year? Do you know offhand?
One or two, I think.
One or two.
We've had chances at a couple, but just.
So at second base, what's the hardest part? You know, what's the most important part? You know, in running second base that you feel?
I think really just fielding every ball cleanly,
Mm-hmm.
because you're so close to first. You got to get the ball there as clean and not really as quickly as possible because you're so close, but it feels like you have to move super quick.
Okay. Lily, how about you? What position again? Is you said
First base.
First base.
Yep.
So if a ball's hit out in right field, what's your responsibility?
If
You got a
it's
runner at third.
runner at third.
Or second. So you've got a runner at second base. Ball gets hit out to right field.
That kind of depends on where the ball is. If the ball is close in right field, we try to get the player or the runner at first out, like when she's running to first.
Okay.
If it's deep, I usually just yell to throw them home. I back up. If there's a runner on second, I do back up home,
Okay.
if I remember.
So you
But yeah, I'm just very loud.
Okay. Maddie as catcher, you know, coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's pretty much like the quarterback
Pretty much.
as
yes.
the catcher. She's got to make all the she gets to make all the decisions and get all the strategy correct.
She's the one on the field that can see the whole field at all times. So she is very much the workhorse and the lead horse of the game when she's out there. So she's usually pretty vocal.
Maddie, what's the best thing as playing catcher that you like?
I don't know. I like keeping my pitchers high, like when they get down on themselves. We've been playing with each other, like the whole team. We've been playing with each other since we were little, so I can read my pitchers pretty well. So I like picking them up when they're down.
That's pretty important if you've been together that long. You know when who's getting tired and who's you can kind of give Coach Yost probably a little bit of clues or inclination, like, okay, yes.
No.
No.
Just makes it up his own.
You can just go out there and just try to keep them going.
Yeah.
And everything like that. Okay. So let's talk about Saturday regionals. How we talked with Ellie about it and seeing how important it is for her. Lily, how about you? How important? What do you have to do in order for the Broncos to be successful?
I think what's most important, well, for me,
Mhm.
is to be energetic right from the get-go. Like when we arrive at school to get on the bus, I don't know, if people are quiet, that kind of, like, that's where I'm like, oh, we need to be talking, we need to be getting along, we need to make sure everybody's in good moods. I think that's the most important part. And then same thing with the bus ride. I think it's important that we listen to music and already get our energy up, because if we're excited to play and just excited to play, like, I don't know.
As a
Yeah,
group.
together as a
Mhm.
group, and we're just already having fun. I know that that's going to carry on to the field. So I hope I can incorporate that on Saturday.
Paige, what type of music do you listen to keep your mind relaxed? Coach just hit his forehead. Sorry, Coach.
I like country, and I love Rihanna.
Rihanna?
Ever since that halftime show, she's just been like engraved in my brain.
We have a playlist and there's a lot of Rihanna.
There's a lot of Rihanna on there. Oh boy, sorry, Coach.
You know what? These girls, they play good music. Even at practice, we listen to music every day at practice. And as long as they're working hard and it shows on how we're doing, they're working hard every day. I don't care what they listen to.
Yeah.
And he sings along.
I was gonna say,
He sings along, man. He says, "Yeah, don't let him fool you, folks. Yeah, he knows all the words. Well, it's hard not to when you play him over and over again."
That's true.
Wonderful. We'll go back with you, Coach. This Saturday, you got Oak Ridge. Do you know anything about them and anything? Do you guys kind of plan that, like a strategy like football and basketball does, or do you just go out and do your thing?
Oh no, we before every game, myself and my coaching staff, we're always scouting.
Okay.
And if it's contacting other coaches, getting what we can off of big teams or off their school websites or the MHSAA site, we take any information we can. That way it helps us with our pitching and then also when we're hitting, it helps us know where to throw these girls for batting practice to kind of have an idea on what they're going to be facing. We have them ready for that next game.
In Oak Ridge, what do you know? What do you know about them?
Oak Ridge is very tough. They have been in the past few years. They got the same pit. They got one of the pitchers that we faced now in the last 2 years still.
Oh.
And
Didn't graduate then, huh?
no, she's only a junior this year. So, but they did lose a lot last year. But Oak Ridge is still pretty tough. Their record is 29-5, I believe, on the year right now. So it'll be a good game. It's going to be a very good game.
How difficult or how competitive is the OK Blue?
I think the OK Blue is one of the toughest conferences besides the Red.
Besides the Red?
I think Blue and the Red are the toughest two conferences in our area.
Maddie's shaking her head yes that she agrees with you. Does that going into Saturday's game, knowing Oak Ridge is from up at a different conference, do you think that gives you an advantage?
No, not necessarily, because Oak Ridge does play a lot of good teams in their non-conference games.
Okay.
So they get to work and they get ready for postseason just like we do. Most of the teams that we played non-conference this year were all state ranked, and we did that to get prepped and ready for postseason. So they do the same thing, and it's going to be a very tough game. And if these girls are on like they've been, and if they're on like they've been, it's going to be a big home run fest going on Saturday. So it's going to be a tough game. It could be a high-scoring game, but with our defense, I feel that we're one of the best defenses around. And if they do that again Saturday, it could also be a low-scoring game. We've had numerous amount of games this year with not making a single error on our defense.
Congratulations, Lee. That's huge in that as coach, and I know, like I said, I've played baseball and all of that for quite a few years, and I know, I've seen quite a few of your articles where they've said you've gone without an error, and that's when you have clean games like that, you don't let that run get on, like on Washington Detroit Tigers. You see the pitcher throw a wild pitch and the guy gets a second base hit, scores a run. So yeah, so keeping it clean is huge for you. And like I said, it's going to be fun to watch. We wish you the best of luck. You know, we're all excited for you. And like I said, go out and play. Final thoughts, Coach, on this game
It's,
and this team.
This team, I can't get into it too much. I'll probably tear up. But, especially with these guys here. You know, it's like I said, they're the ones that built this culture for us. We've been trying to embed this culture for years, and these guys came in, and pretty much all of them here were sophomores. And when they first got up around me, and they pounded that culture in, at both levels, not just at varsity, JV and at varsity. So it's going to be tough when they leave because they're the ones that built the program to put it where it's at.
They started a legacy.
Yes.
And that's
And
wonderful.
I got plenty of pictures that have been sent to me of all these girls with a lot of our juniors that have played together since they were just over T-ball age. So
T-ball.
I'll get you some to put on.
Okay, that will work. I like that. Final thoughts, Aubrey.
I think going into Saturday, we're all really excited to go further than we did last season and make a bigger mark than we already have on the school.
Maddie?
I think we have to go in not nervous. Like, we just have to go in, play our game, and things will take care of itself.
Ellie?
I think we need to start strong and stay strong. If our hitting's on and our fielding's on, I don't think there's anyone who can beat us.
Nice. Paige?
Like Aubrey said, I'm just excited to prove ourselves again. Prove ourselves to everyone that's been doubting us and prove them wrong.
Definitely. Lily, your final one.
I'm excited to get to play at least one more game with this team. If it's gonna, yeah, especially for our last senior season, I'm glad that we went farther than districts.
You keep it going. Ride the ride as far as it takes you.
Mm-hmm.
Do the work. And as you all said, things will work out the way it's supposed to. Wish you all the best of luck. Like I said, we'll be cheering for you for Saturday to get the first victory over Oak Ridge, and then the winner of Unity Christian and Forest Hills Eastern. So hopefully, like I say, you get 2 more wins, you set the new record and set the bar extremely high for the next groups to come through and attain them. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate it. And like I said, we look forward to seeing them scores. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.